Autumn is just around the corner, but the new fall season on Broadway is here. Welcome to the Broadway Show. I'm TAMSEN FADAL, and this is our big fall preview. Let's get to it.
Some like it rough, some like it tame. Give me a mortal love's the flame. Some like it hard and hot. It's what I got for you.
The 1959 Hollywood classic Some Like It Hot is coming to Broadway in November. It's a sassy and brassy musical comedy from a powerhouse creative team. Tony-winning director Casey Nicholaw, songs from Hairspray's Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, and a book by the Tony-winning playwright of The Inheritance, Matthew Lopez, and TV funny lady Amber Ruffin. Another more recent film classic is also heading to the stage, Cameron Crowe's autobiographical road trip Almost Famous. Here's Paul Wontorek with the story.
That's right, Tamsen. This new musical take on the popular film stars Casey Likes as its fresh-faced protagonist and Solea Pfeiffer as the groupie of his dreams. I sat down with both Broadway newcomers at the Civilian Hotel. So good to see the two of you, because the last time I saw both of you, you were on stage at the Old Globe Theater.
Yes.
Before COVID, 2019. Killing it in
Oh
this
my
Almost Famous
gosh.
musical that I fell in love with immediately, and I was like, get this show to Broadway, and it's finally happening.
it's
Just
finally
a little
here.
delayed. 3 years later.
But right on time. I feel like at this point, it's such a blessing to have this extra time and this extra time to be together. And now everyone is just like, we feel so ready. We haven't rushed a thing. So now that we're here, I just think everyone's just so grateful that it's finally happening, and it just feels like kind of like perfect timing now.
So I was actually hoping throughout the entire pandemic that you were like sleeping in some sort of chamber to make sure you stayed very youthful. And, because I mean, you're a young guy, but you look fantastic. You can still play.
Thank you. Oh, there were close calls. There were close. I was like, I need that
Staying out
cryo
of the
chamber.
sun.
Yes. And being from Arizona, you're like that sun will kill me. So yeah, no, we tried.
You did great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's interesting to see which modern film classics people want to see adapted. I've heard fans of this movie for years and years say that is what needs to come to Broadway. Is that true? Have you also heard that and felt that?
I mean, it lends itself to being adapted into a musical so easily. I mean, it's a show about loving music. It's
Right.
a show about a band, So
Yeah.
it's just ripe with opportunities. And then having Tom Kitt.
Well, that's the
you know?
thing. This could have easily been a jukebox musical
Yes.
where you just take a bunch of hits and sort of frame it around the story.
Exactly.
But what I love about it is mostly, there are a few classics in
Yeah.
the mix, but mostly this amazing Tom Kitt score that honors this music, the sound of this music. My experience as an audience member was I was like, am I listening to a classic song? Am I
Right.
listening to a new song?
I think it's like, this is Tom Kitt's bread and butter, is just like arranging songs that you already know and love and just making them that much better. And then also giving this like beautiful inner life to these characters that we've known for so long. I think that's what is so exciting for fans of the movie, is that you get everything that you love about the movie. You get those songs, you get the characters, you get all of that, you get that world, but you get so much more.
He just disappears into
Yeah.
the project. It's like
Yeah.
he is the star, Tom Kitt, but he's like, but I'm gonna serve exactly what this piece is. And him and Cameron are almost like the counterparts to each other. They're literally like the musical counterparts.
They
like
work
it's just,
together so well.
You look at them and they're just a great duo. They're like best friends.
So back to Penny,
Yeah.
because she is very important. And
Absolutely.
many a Broadway diva wanted
you,
to
Paul.
play Penny Lane in this musical. I'm glad they got Solea Pfeiffer.
As am I. Cameron Crowe is just like a master at iconography in general.
Yes.
But like Say Anything, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, everything from Almost Famous, like there are so many, like he has created so many like phrases and images and moments that we all know.
Yeah.
And so it feels like kind of like this big responsibility in a way, and you hope that you are living up to what it is that people love about it, but like putting on that coat, putting on the, like getting to be her is one of the greatest honors of my life. And it's just so fun. Like I'm just genuinely having the best time doing it.
Almost Famous is obviously based on Cameron Crowe's. It's semi-autobiographical about sort of his
Very.
experiences as a teenage writer for Rolling Stone. This is really the first woman he's fallen in love with. She's the object of so many things in his life.
Something that's so personal to me is the story of young love. It's the story of like the most innocent version of love you can possibly feel. I mean, I think we all remember the first time we fell in love with someone, and I feel like many of us are still almost in love with them today. You know, like
Right.
if we think about our first love, we think about like
It informs everything.
it
maybe
informs
forever.
everything after that, and it's like what an amazing person to fall in love with every night. So yeah, it's easy every night, and I'm really glad to tell a story.
The atmosphere of the show is really fun. I remember
Yeah.
it vividly, and
Yeah.
it was 3 years ago I saw the show, but it was like, it's beautiful to look at, and you obviously have the iconic costume.
Yes.
You have the coat. The coat has made it to Broadway.
The code is
The
made.
code has made it to
It's not
Broadway. Yes.
But it must be fun just as a cast to sort of get lost in all of that.
The best time. It is the best time. I think it was Drew Gehling who plays Jeff
Yeah.
Beebe. He was one. He was just like, our show is just a good hang. The relevance of this show and the meaning has changed even in the past few years. That it's like this was a time. It's not only nostalgic for it was in the 70s, but it's nostalgic for a time when people could come together without fear and come together without interruptions, without constant notifications. This is like nostalgic to a moment in time when we were together, we were together. It takes us back to a moment in time where culture was changing and people are experiencing freedom and new music and hearing new sounds and new modes of expression and everything. And I think that's really cool.